Hello everyone. Welcome to this video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Brenda Campbell. I'm an artist and a certified Zentangle teacher, and today is Mindful Monday. On Mindful Monday, I will guide you through the 8 steps of the Zentangle Method of drawing. We are going to get centered. Hopefully we will find some Zen, but the object today is to just bring yourself into this moment with a little bit of mindfulness. I realized it's been a long time since I've done a very simple beginner tile like I might teach in an introductory class for Zentangle. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use 3 tangles. We're going to use crescent moon because in this tangle, we're going to learn about auras, which is simply a line drawn around something. Then we're going to use hollybaw. This is going to teach us about drawing behind as you see the different layers as you go down. And then the 3rd tangle is going to be a grid tangle. There are so many I could choose, but Knight's Bridge is one of my favorites. I do like the drama that it gives, and I think we're going to just go ahead and use that today. So I will be drawing on an original 3.5-inch Zentangle tile. I'm going to use a Sakura Micron PN pen. I'm going to use a pencil, and I'm going to use a tortillon to blend out my graphite when we get to the shading. So that's what we're going to do. So I've cleared everything off of my table here in front of me. I'm going to get settled into my chair where I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to sit up straight, and we are going to do a little breathing exercise for step 1 of the Zentangle method. Step 1 is gratitude and appreciation. So let's begin by taking a few deep breaths. And as you breathe in, I want you to get tall on the inhale. Stretch up like a tree growing into the sunshine. And on the exhale, I want you to just relax everything down. Drop your shoulders, relax your hands. So that's what we're focused on in these first few deep breaths. Ready? Let's begin. Inhale, stretching up, and exhale, relaxing down. And again. Inhale, and exhale slowly. Let your cheeks relax, let your shoulders drop. And one more big inhale, and exhale. Now just let your breath fall into a natural breathing rhythm and follow the breath. Pay attention to it. And try to clear your mind. Thoughts will come in. That's okay. That's your brain doing its job. Acknowledge each thought and then let it go. And breathe. Now I want you to think of something that makes you smile. It's springtime. Soon the flowers will be blooming. Flowers make me smile. And once you've got your thing, hold on to it and feel into it. This is happiness. This is gratitude. Be grateful for it. And remember this feeling as we draw today, and you reach a point where you just need a break. Stop yourself. Take a deep breath or two, and then begin again. One last big breath in and out. And that, my friends, is step 1. Now, step 2 is to put a dot in each of the 4 corners of our tile. Step 3 is to connect those dots to create a border. And step 4 is a string. Our string today is going to be a loop-de-loop that starts at the bottom left corner, loops up in the center, and then comes down to the bottom right corner. So there is our string. This provides us a space to put our tangles or our patterns. So now we're going to move into step 5, the tangles. And we are going to put our first tangle inside the loop. Well, that's where I'm going to put it, mine. You can certainly put yours wherever you like. We're going to draw the tangle crescent moon, and it starts with some half moon shapes. I'm going to start with one right on that bottom point. And then I'm going to leave some space between it and the next one. And I'm going to go around and continue to create these half moon shapes. So now I have all of my half moon shapes, and now I am going to close them off and fill each one of them with solid black. It's going to give us some really nice drama too. And I fill them in by using small circular motions. I turn it so that the tip of my pen is right underneath the line I'm drawing within so that I can see it. So now I'm going to turn it around again to do the top. I think I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead for you guys so you can, if you're drawing along, you can go ahead and take your time and fill in all of your crescent moon half moons. Take your time. Don't rush. It's not a race. And then when you're done, go ahead and come back to the video and we'll be ready to move on to the next step. So if you're drawing along, go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, So if you're back, that means you've finished drawing all of your crescent moon ladybugs, and we're going to move on to the next step in this pattern. And it is the aura. So remember, an aura is a line that follows the shape or the line that it is aura-ing. So if you think about dropping a pebble in a pond, and at the spot where that pebble hits the water, you're going to find all those ripples that emanate out from that point. And that's kind of what an aura is. It's just a ring after a ring, in this case, half of a ring and a half of a ring. So I have one aura around each one. I'm going on to do a second one. And mine aren't perfect, so don't worry about it if yours are not perfect either. And I notice now these are kind of getting tight. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start here because it's the most open space. And I am going to aura the inside space. And it's going to kind of spiral inside itself. And I'm turning this tile every time. So that is it. That's all there is to the Tangle Crescent Moon. Now the next tangle we're going to draw is Hollybaugh. And we're going to draw Hollybaugh in the space on either side of our little loop tangled area for Crescent Moon. Hollybaugh is just a series of straight lines. Now I've reached my crescent moon, so I'm going to lift my pen, draw on in the air like I was still drawing, and then when I get to the other side, I put it down on the paper. Now I'm going to aura this line. So we now have our first band for our Hollybaugh tangle, and now I'm going to draw a second one. And I'm going to stop again, pick up my pen like I was drawing in the air, and then continue down. That's how we draw something so it looks like it's behind. We call this drawing behind. And another one here. And you just continue to fill the space with as many or as few as you like. And we're just drawing behind every time we come to another band. I think that's good. So I'm going to be happy with my Hollybaugh. Now we have one last little space down here, and this is where I'm going to put my Knightsbridge tangle. Knightsbridge is a grid tangle. So I'm drawing my grid squares on the diagonal with a little twist, I guess, kind of following the curve of the string line. When we're drawing our Knightsbridge, we're going to fill in every other square with solid black, like a checkerboard. And you can start wherever you like with any square and just start filling it in with solid black. And once you have your first one, then the trick is the next one is going to be in a square that touches the first one or the one you just drew, and it's going to touch at the corner. So this one touches right here at this corner. So this is the next one I am going to fill. Then I might as well continue on down and do the one underneath. And my pattern stops at the border. So it's not a full square, but that's okay. So now you have this one which touches on the corner. So we'll come over here. Over here. Looks like we have one more spot over here. There, and that's all there is. So there you go. That is step 5. We have our 3 patterns: crescent moon, holly bough, and Knightsbridge. So I'm going to put my pen away, going to pick up my pencil, and we're going to begin shading. So I'm going to start with crescent moon, and I'm going to put a little bit of graphite on the perimeter, but I will not put it on top of the black. The black is as dark as you can get, adding graphite on top of black will only make it lighter. So we try to avoid adding graphite over solid black. Okay, so I've got my graphite on my perimeter. And I'm going to go around, kind of pull it into the tangle. And this should give it a little bit of dimension. Kind of looks like maybe the edge is a little rounded. And we could leave it there if you wanted. Or we can add a little bit more. But I'm not going to get crazy. Sometimes I do what I just did, was add a little bit in the center. But I'm good. So that is shading for Crescent Moon. Now I'm going to pick my pencil back up and we're going to shade Hollybaugh. Now the shading for Hollybaugh is to put some graphite on the bottom plank everywhere they meet. So the one that's underneath, the one that goes behind, is the one that gets the graphite, and it's right next to the line. And I'm just going to kind of go around my tile and hope I can get all of the spots. I never get them all the first time. So we'll see if I manage this one. I always have to go back, but it's okay. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. And pull it away from the band on the top. Okay, now I think I need to add a little bit where it goes behind the Crescent Moon section. And then also where it comes in from the border. Put a little bit there. Oh, well, I guess I'm doing the whole thing now. That's okay. I don't mind. Okay. Now let's do this. This one. didn't have any graphite there, but I didn't want to add any more, so I just picked some up from this corner. Looked like it was pretty heavily, had a lot of graphite on it, I guess. And remember, there's more than one way to shade everything. So there's no right way, no wrong way. This is just one way that I'm showing you today to kind of help you get started. Okay, so I think, oops, gonna do this. Then I think we might be done. Oh, geez, forgot this one too. See, I always end up missing some. There weren't even that many. You wouldn't think it would be that difficult. Okay, and I think there's one more here. Is that it? Yep, looks like that's it. So, I think we're done with Hollybaugh. And we'll go ahead and get started on Knightsbridge. So I'm getting my pencil back. And just like we did with Crescent Moon, we're not going to put any graphite on top of the black. So there's not a whole lot here for us. To shade, really. So I'm just kind of shading around the perimeter. But I think it's missing a little something. I don't know. A straight line, maybe? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinforce this line on the outside of that section. We're adding graphite is always best done in layers, so. And I'm not putting this on top of the black, it's on the outside. Maybe I should come up and do the same thing here, just to kind of make it a little uniform. And to kind of readdress that shading. I don't want to put too much, so I'm going to leave that top kind of open. And I guess I'm putting this graphite, the second layer, down a little heavier because I think it's going to give this shape a little more weight, make it a little more dimensional, a little rounder. And now I'm just pulling this away from that crescent moon section. I didn't take it all the way up, so I don't want to put too much there. And sometimes that second layer of graphite really makes a lot of difference. It seems to be making a bit of more difference here, which is nice. Okay, that's a lot of graphite. I think we should be done with that section. Now back to our Knightsbridge. And we're just kind of shading around it, so it's a little dimension. Over here on this side. Okay, now there's one last thing we can do, and I'm going to show it to you down here. I'm not going to do it on the top section, but what I want to do in order to make this a really dark line is to go ahead and draw right on top of that string line and the section that we've got. And then you can see if it's dulled up a little bit from the graphite, you can put some more ink right on top of that. I'll come over here and I'll do the same thing. Now we really didn't have to do that, just so you know. But I just felt it might help. And I don't know, I think it kind of does. Okay, I think that's good enough. So we're done with our shading. And now we're moving on to step 7, the initials and signing. So I always draw my chop on the front, which is a stylized form of my initials, a B and a C for Brenda Campbell. And so I'm going to go ahead and draw that right down here in this corner. And there's my chop or initials. Then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to sign it on the back. I will date mine, but I'm not going to date it on the camera. And then I'm going to list our tangles. So we drew crescent moon. We drew holly ball. And we drew Knightsbridge. And those are some very simple beginner tangles. I think this tile looks really nice. It's got a lot of nice contrast and drama to it. Step 8 is to sit back and appreciate one more time what you've done. So hopefully you're doing the same. I like my composition. I like my little tangle tile. Hopefully you like yours as well. So that's all I have for today. I hope you take this mindfulness with you into your day. And remember, if you get a little flustered, just stop yourself, take a breath, maybe 2, then come back to it and it'll be much better, I promise. So that is it for this tile and this Mindful Monday. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. And remember, until next time, be you and be happy.